system.
Yeah. So what is that?
File system.
Yeah. File system hierarchy.
Correct. Yeah.
Which file system, guys?
Linux file
Linux
system.
file system. Linux file system hierarchy. Okay. So Linux file system hierarchy. Okay. So what is Linux file system hierarchy? So all the directors while installing the Linux OS, Linux operating system, some default directories. So while installing the Linux operating system, some default directories will be created. So will be created, and every directory having some specific purpose, right? So I told you, right? Slash boot slash boot slash root. I will show you guys. I will show you everything. Okay. So what is this? Is the title, right? Yeah. So these are the file systems, right? This is the file system. Yeah. So this is the Linux file system. So Linux file system contains these are the directories slash bin boot. I will show you practically today, right? So we already installed the OS. Who are installed the Linux OS, guys, on Oracle VirtualBox? These you installed, right? It's running. Let's
Yes, I
see
have
the
it.
okay. Okay. IPA. Guys, I'm connecting this through another third party tool, but I will tell you this one 192.168.56.112. This is the IP address of the server. What is that? IP address of the server. So I'm connecting to this via putty. So how I am connecting this server? This server, for example, 192.168.56.122, right? Let's see again. 122. Yeah. I'm connecting this server, accept, change settings, appearance, change the bold 18. Okay. Apply. Yeah. You see, guys, this is the root user and password is red hat. So password is red hat. What is the password, guys? I said red hat only, right? REDHAT. Oh shit. Understood. This OS is disabled the root user access slash etc sysconf ssh shd and config. So here we need to enable the root access. Login authentication, the key limit, permission root login prohibited. You see, guys, here. What is that? You see, sorry. You see here the chat. Insert WQ. Guys, va slash etc ssh sshd conf. See guys, so permit root access disabled by default from RHEL login authentication. Only this one now. Root login. Yeah. So here guys, you see here. What is this? Yeah. So permit root login prohibited here. So but we are enabling this because of I want to connect as a root user. Okay. WQ WQ. Okay. Now let's check guys. I want to restart SSH service. Okay. 1 second. Systemctl. Shit. What is this guys? Init 0. NIT 0. Yeah, I'm rebooting the service guys. Okay. Now I am restarting again. What is this? Virtual box. Start.
Sir, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Sir, when I start my virtual machine, I'm not able to come out from that window, sir.
Yeah, you can use right side control button. If you click right
O-
side control button, it will come out from that screen.
Okay, then the color will be okay, no? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm taking the duplicate session, guys, because it is an inactive session. That's the reason I'm taking a duplicate session. Okay. So what is the username? Username is root and the password is red hat. You see, now I'm able to access it. So I will tell you this guys because of, so this is the putty. This is the putty is the third party tool. It provides a SSH access. I will tell you later. No worries guys. Okay. CD slash. So what is that? Slash is the directory and ls. Ls is nothing but a list of directories and folders. So what is the directory? Bin, boot, dev, etc, home, media, mnt, opt, root, sbin, usr, temp, var. I will tell you every directory. For example, cd boot. What is that guys? Cd boot. What it contains? It contains the bootable files. What it contains? It contains the kernel. So the bootable files contains a kernel. What is this? Kernel is a heart of the OS. Kernel is the heart of the OS. I will tell you guys the Linux architecture. You will know, right? VM lineage. So VM lineage and init ramfs is the initialization of a ramfs, something like a device drivers. So the device drivers will be installed by using init ramfs. Grub2 is the file. So which version of a kernel need to load, it will tell you, it will give you in the grub2, right? This is a bootable directory contains the all this information. Okay. Next, cd ls cd slash root. What is that guys? Cd slash root. So what is that? Slash root is nothing but a slash root is nothing but a the home directory for the root user. For example, once you logged in as a root user, which user guys you logged in as a root user, what is the password? Password is red hat. You see pwd. Once you click the pwd, so what is this guys? This is a root. Root is the home directory for the root user. So slash root is the home directory for the root user. Guys, now you understood? Yeah. Next, cd a slash. So what is that? Bin, cd bin. What bin, guys? Bin contains the commands. So these all are the commands. For example, we executed the ls command, pwd command. So every command will be, the commands will be in the bin directory. So whatever the commands we are executing in the Linux, right? That commands will be provided in the bin directory. So the bin contains the commands. Okay. Cd dot dot slash sbin. What is that? Sbin also contains the commands. This is the super bin. What is this, guys? So sbin is a super bin directory. So super bin. So bin contains the commands. What bin contains? Bin contains a commands. Super bin also contains the commands. Okay. Super bin also contains the commands. Guys, listen carefully because of, if you know this, right? So if you know this, it will be very easy. Linux is very easy. Sbin also contains the commands. But who will execute these commands? Who will execute these Sbin commands? So for example, mm, yeah, user add hurry or bluejay tech. So what is the username, guys? Username is bluejay tech, pass wd. I will tell you this wise. Sorry, bluejay tech. I'm giving the password as a red hat, red hat. Yeah, I logged in as a normal user, guys. I logged in as a normal user. Duplicate session. So normal user is Hari is the normal user. Sorry, shit. BlueJ Tech is the normal user. BlueJ Tech is the normal user. Okay. What is the password? Red hat. Yeah. You see, guys, this is the normal user. So BlueJ Tech is the normal user. If you execute the pwd, you see slash home BlueJ Tech. So the normal user home directory will be created under the slash home. The normal user home directory will be created under the slash home slash hurry. Okay. So slash home contains the, it is the home directory for the normal user. Slash root is the home directory for the root user. So home directory for the root user. You see, guys. So this is the home directory for the root normal user. So it is the slash root directory. It is the home directory for the root user. So this is the home directory for the root user, and this is the home directory for the normal user. Normal user. We have a two types of users, right? One is a super user, root user, super user, root user, normal user. So you see, right, guys, both are the commands. Both contains the commands. The root user can execute both bin and sbin commands. A root user can execute both bin and sbin commands. Bin and sbin commands. But a normal user, who is normal user? For example, home slash home Hari or slash home Kadij. Kadij. Right? These all are the normal users. So normal users will execute only which commands, guys? Bin commands only. A normal user can execute only bin commands, but the root user can execute both bin and sbin commands. So root user is the super user. So what is this this directory, guys? This directory is the sbin directory, super bin directory. So super bin commands only executed by the super user. Super bin commands only executed by the super user. Understood, guys? Yeah. So a root user can execute both bin and sbin commands. A normal user can execute only bin commands. Okay, understood. Temp directory. It's a temporary directory. We can store anything. We can store anything. Slash var. What is that, guys? Slash var. Slash var contains the, yeah, I will tell you this bin and has been, guys. So this is the normal user, right? Normal user will try to execute the sbin command. So what is the sbin command? Fdisk is the sbin command. What is this? Fdisk -l slash dev sda. What it is showing? It is showing the permission denied. I want to execute the same command in the root as a root user. Fdisk -l slash dev sda. Okay, it is showing the information, but here a normal user, it is showing something like a permission denied. So what it is, the BlueJetick is the normal user and he is trying to execute the fdisk command. Fdisk command is the sbin command. Fdisk command is the sbin command. I will show you this command. Cd slash sbin ls. So what is the command, guys? The command is fdisk command. You see, fdisk command. So this command is the sbin command. The sbin command will execute only root users. A root user can execute both bin and sbin commands. For example, a normal user will execute only bin commands. ls, pw are the bin commands. That's the reason it is executing. Fdisk is the sbin command. That's the reason it is showing permission denied. So that's the reason it is showing permission denied. Something like cd slash bin. Okay. So what are those commands, guys? ls command, pwd command. These all are the bin commands. Which commands, guys? So bin commands. A normal user can execute bin commands, but the root user can execute both the bin and sbin commands. Bin and sbin commands. Understood? A root user can execute bin commands. A root user can execute sbin commands. I will show you that one. So ls is the pwd is the bin commands. Fdisk slash l slash dev sda sbin. So that root user can execute both bin and sbin commands, but a normal user can execute only bin commands. So a normal user will not execute the sbin commands. Sbin commands will execute only root user. Now you understood, guys? Very good. Yeah. So home, you already know. Temp is the temp. Var. So var contains the logs. For example, system related logs. So all the logs cd slash var log. You see, guys, messages. This is a so DNF log, firewall D log, kdump log, mail log, messages log. So you see messages log, less messages. This is the log file. This is the system related logs. Something like rebooted, system PCI updated, TCP, UGC updated. These all are the stopped create static device, stopped draw cut. These all are the system related logs. Okay, the var contains the logs information. Var contains the logs information. USR. So what is USR, guys? The system related softwares will be installed under the USR directory. For example, you see, guys, system relate yum install Java. So this is the system related software installation. If you install the same software Java, it will install under the slash USR. So if you want to install the third party softwares, third party means, for example, Apache. You already know, right, guys? Apache. So Tomcat 9 download. So Tomcat 9 download. This is the third party software. Third party softwares will be installed under the slash opt directory. For example, wget, I want to download this yum install wget. You see, guys? The software is downloading. The software is downloading. So, oh shit. I'm moving this to OPT, CD, OPT. Guys, you understand? What is the directory? OPT directory. OPT directory contains the third-party softwares. tar-. Guys, don't worry, you don't know this, but later 2-3 days you will understand everything. tar command, yum install tar. Yeah, so you are installing sim like yum. Yum is nothing but a system related softwares will be installed under the USR. This is the third party software. Third party softwares will be installed under the OPT directory. Okay. And you know OPT USR, right? OPT USR, so boot also completed, the media and MNT, media and MNT. I already told you, right, guys? So here in the settings, the storage, you are attaching the media, something like you are attaching the ISO files, right? This is a DVD drive, so CD drives will be located in the slash media slash amend media. So the USB pen drives will be attached in the MNT. Attached in the MNT. What are the remaining? The remaining dev, what is dev and what is etc. So dev contains the storage. The storage information will be located under dev cd slash dev. You see, guys. So what is the storage hard disk you attached? You attached the storage hard disk is SDA. What is that, guys? The 20 GB you attached, right? That hard disk information will be, you see, in the storage you attached the 20 GB. The 20 GB hard disk information will be available under the slash dev. Slash dev. Understood? Yeah. So what about slash etc? All the configuration files will be located in the slash etc. What is that, guys? All the configurations information will be located under the slash etc. cd slash etc. Guys, understood? These all are the configuration files dot kdump dot conf. All these configuration information mconf, xtar conf, vconsole conf. All the configuration will information will be located under the slash etc. Slash etc. Guys, understood now? Guys, this is most important, guys. You guys can watch this recording and practice, and you need to know each and every directory, what is the purpose of each directory. If you know this, right, it will be very easy to understand the Linux. It will be very easy to understand the Linux. Okay. Yeah. So now you logged in so you started the user. So something like what it is asking the username. What is the login username, right? So the root user. You are not created the root user by default. While installing the OS, the root user will be created, but we are setting the password for the root user. Okay. Root user is a super user. Okay. So this is the root. What is the password? Red Hat. You provided the username and password. Once you provided the username and password, it is showing this is the user prompt. What this is, guys? This is a user prompt, your Linux user prompt.
Sorry, sir. Can you please go over one more time the command you use to bring out the list of the commands? I know you use sbin. Did you use cd/sbin?
Yeah, cd slash sbin. You see, these all are the commands for sbin commands. You want to see bin commands? Cd slash bin. These all are
No,
the
I
commands.
I want to see how you get to here, because I'm typing. I did put cd sbin, but it's just not giving what I don't
Yes,
know.
yes.
I'm not
You
seeing
see,
what
you
you're
see,
seeing.
you see. So you are trying to sbin. There is no switch file or directory. For example, you are here. Where you are? You are under the root directory. So if you
Yes.
press the ls is nothing but a list of files and directories. So is the directories available? The bin directory? No. So the bin directory is available under which directory? You see. So what is this? Slash is the top level directory. Under slash, these directories are available. Under slash, you see cd slash. This is the top level directory for the all the directories. Now you can execute the ls command. Now you can see the bin, boot, dev, etc, home, media, mnt. Okay.
Mm.
Or else these directories are under which directory slash, right? If you want to go directly from here, so cd slash bin, because of this bin directory is under slash. This bin directory is under slash. So if you want to go sbin, this sbin directory is under slash. This sbin directory is under slash. Okay. So all these directories are under slash only. Now you got it?
Yeah, kind of.
Right? Yeah, I will tell you.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Hmm. You see guys, so Linux file system hierarchy. So Linux uses a single rooted inverted tree like file system hierarchy slash. This is the top level directory. It is a parent directory for all other directories. It is called as a root directory. It is represented by the forward slash. Same like as a Windows slash C, right? Root, home, boot, etc, usr, opt, bin, sbin, dev, proc, var, mnt, media, lib. I listed here guys, you guys can read it. I will provide this link. Okay. Yeah, so the commands, bin commands, non-admin like normal user can execute, and the sbin and bin commands admin like root user can execute. Okay. User prompt, what it is guys? This is a user prompt. What is this? This is a user prompt. So what it contains? So for example, this is the root at the rate vbox twilt symbol guys. The symbol name is twilt, and a hash, and a hash. So what is this? Root at the rate localhost or vbox twilt hash. So what these are? So root is a login name. You logged in as a root user. You logged in as a root user. You logged in as a which user? BlueJTech user. So which user you logged in as a? You logged in as a root user, and the mission name, server name, host name. Anything guys. It's a mission name or a host name or a server name. So what this is? This is a twilt. Twilt is nothing but a present directory where you are. So where you are. So where you are guys, PWD is nothing but a present working directory. Where you are? You are under the slash root. You are under the slash root. CD var slash log. So you see, so before it is showing the twilt, now it is showing the log. So where you can, how you can check where you are? So you can use the pwd command. What is the command guys? Pwd command, present working directory. Where you are under the var directory. Under the var there is a log directory. You are under the var, under the log directory. Okay, you are under the log directory. Okay, it is showing the present directory, present working directory. You are under the log directory. So this log directory is under the var directory. Okay. Yeah, so local, twilt, and hash. What it is? Hash. Hash is nothing but a user profile, the privileged mode. Root user having the hash profile, hash privileged mode. Root user can execute any command. If you have the hash privileged mode, you can execute any command. Hurry localhost at the rate twilt dollar. What this is guys? This is a dollar symbol. Who am I? Who is logged in? So same like as a, so hurry localhost twilt dollar. For example, yeah, pwd where you are under the home BlueJ Tech because of you are under the you are logged in as a normal user. You logged in as a normal user, so that's the reason you are under the you are under the home BlueJ Tech. So it will show the tilt a present working directory, present working directory. But you logged in as a normal user, right? Which profile, which privileged mode is available? Dollar. So dollar is nothing but a we can access some extent level of permissions. You have some extent level of permissions. So yeah, the commands. How you are operating with your OS, guys? You are operating with OS through commands only. Who am I? Who logged in? Who is logged in? Who? How many users are connected? So what is the command, guys? Who am I? So what is the command, guys? Sorry. Who am I? I logged in as a root user. How many users are connected to the server? So how many users, guys? So 3 root users connected, 1 BlueJetUp users connected. This is the one root user, and this is the one root user, and this is the another root user, and this is the BlueJetUp user. So what this operating system is? This is a multi-user operating system. Linux is a multi-user operating system. We can connect at a time number of users. Okay. Guys, Linux for cloud and DevOps engineers, right? So we need to learn the Linux must and should for the cloud and DevOps engineers. So who can enroll, desire to move on to cloud and DevOps, shifting from non-IT background to IT background, network on, so not worked on Unix Linux platform as a fresher also can enroll. So does it value able to fulfill your regular task on the Linux? So if you are a DevOps engineer, the task will be on the something like able to fulfill a regular task on the Linux, a prerequisite to learn most of the new technologies. So all the DevOps tools will be created as per the Linux. Okay, because of Linux is a open source. So what is a Linux? You already know, right? What will you learn today? What is a Linux? Why to use Linux? What does open source means? Where do we download the Linux kernel source code? Linux distributions? How to practice? You already know. Right. So what is a Linux? Linux also, you know, Linux is a formally an open source Unix-like operating system based on the Linux kernel. An operating system kernel first released on the September 17th in 1991. So Linus Torvald in 1991, he studied in one of the university and his mentor is asking to create a new OS. Then he created a Minix OS, Minix having some drawbacks. Then he overcome those OSs and he created a new OS called as a Linux. How Linux came into the picture, you already know, right? First 4 letters from his name and last letter from Unix, he comes to the Linux. The September 17th, 1991 by Linus Torvald, Linux is typically packaged in a Linux distribution. So open source, you already know what is open source. Open source is a software with source code that anyone can inspect, modify, and enhance. We can access the source code of the Linux OS, allowed to run the program for any purpose or uses, allowed to change the program working procedure, free to distribute. So the definition, Linux is an open source operating system based on the Unix. It is a known for its security and flexibility. So history, created by Linus Torvald in 1991. The name Linux comes from Linus plus Unix. So Unix is an powerful multi-user multitasking operating system originally developed in the 1970s at AT&T Bell Labs, which serves as the foundation for many modern operating systems. So Linux versus Unix. So Unix is a licensed and Linux is a open source. So Linux is inspired by Unix and is designed to be a Unix-like. It follows many of the same principles and standards, making it compatible with Unix software and commands. So key features. So what are the key features for the Linux open source? Multi-user, multitasking, security, and portability. It's a portability because of the operating system is designed as a CLI. So The GUI, right? GUI means if you want to develop a OS with the GUI means with the help of images, definitely it will take 50 to 100 GB space to occupying the install the OS, right? Because of images. So it's a CLI means the only letters, right? How much GB it will take? Around 8 GB is enough to install the Linux machine. So open source code is freely available and can be modified. Multi-user, multiple users can access system resources simultaneously. What is that, guys? Multiple, you see, multiple users can access the server simultaneously and so access the resources, use the resources. Multitasking can run multiple tasks simultaneously. Security, strong security features and regular updates. Portability can run on various hardware platforms. Okay, so market demand, job role. Linux skill are in demand for roles such as system administrator, DevOps engineers, cloud architect, software developers, network engineers, and cyber security professionals. So definitely everything is developed through OS. That OS is developed as a that OS is used as a Linux. Linux is because of Linux is a operating system. So that's the reason these many people uses the Linux. Need to know the Linux. Industry adoption. Many companies from tech giants like Google, Facebook, Amazon to financial institutions and healthcare providers rely on Linux for their IT infrastructure. Okay. So recommendation for beginners. Ubuntu, it's a widely used, has extensive documentation and a large community for support. No worries, guys. CentOS is very good and easy to habituate that Linux. So community version of a Red Hat Enterprise Linux. It's a freely available, commonly used on enterprise environments. Okay, so Linux basics are the basic commands: creating and managing files and directories, user administration, creating standard partitions and LVM, file and directory permissions, access control list, package management. Okay, where is that architecture? One second, guys. I will show you the architecture. Yeah. So who developed Linux OS? You already know. What is Linux? You already know, right? So what is a kernel? So kernel is a central component of operating system. It acts as an interface between user application and hardware. What is that? It acts as a user application and hardware. So hardware, for example, Dell PowerEdge. In the Dell PowerEdge, you installed the Linux OS. Linux kernel is the what is the heart of the OS. It interact with the shell and hardware. It communicate with the hardware and the shell. Where you executed the commands, you executed the commands in the shell prompt only. So where you executed the commands, executed in the shell prompt. Echo dollar shell. Echo dollar shell. So which shell you are using? Bin bash shell. Which shell you are using, guys? So bin bash shell. I will tell you. Okay, kernel is a central component of operating system. It acts as an interface between the user application and hardware. Okay, the main aim for the kernel is to manage the communication between the software and the hardware. Software and the hardware. Is Linux is a kernel or an operating system? There is a difference between kernel and OS. Kernel is the art of the OS, which means the core features of OS, while if some useful applications and utilities are added over the kernel. So then the complete package becomes an OS. So it can easily be said that operating system consists of kernel space and the user space. The operating system is consist of a kernel space and a user space. You see, yeah. So this is the kernel space and this is the user space. The consist of both something like user space and kernel space. The operating system is. Is understood? Yeah, it can easily be said that operating system consists of a kernel space and a user space. Types of kernels: monolithic and micro kernels. Monolithic kernel and micro kernels, guys. So what is a shell? What is this, guys? This is a shell. Bash shell. What is shell? So why we are executing commands in the shell? So when you log into the user, right, it coming as a shell. Why we need a shell, right? Yeah. Shell is a software program that allows you to interact and access the computer. What is that, guys? So if you want to interact and access the computer, shell is a program that interact and access the computer system. User can enter the commands in the shell prompt. So where you enter the commands, you enter the commands in the shell prompt. So where you enter the commands, you enter the commands in the shell prompt. Okay. So shell is a software program that allows you to interact and access a computer system. User can enter the commands in the shell prompt, which will be executed by the shell. The since only the means communication through shell is text. How you are interacting with shell, guys? You are interacting with shell through text only. Through text only is known as command line interface. Now you understood, right? What is command line interface? So user enter the commands in the shell prompt, which will be executed by the shell. Since the only means of communication through shell is text, it is known as command line interface. Now you understood, guys. A shell is a command interpreter and serves as a user interface of the Linux kernel. So types of shells. So what are the shells? So sh shell, bash shell. Bash shell is nothing but a born again shell. All the Linux distributions. If it is a SUSE, if it is a Ubuntu, if it is a Oracle Linux, if it is a Amazon Linux, whatever it may be, they are using the bash shell. All the major Linux distributions will be use the bash shell. Bash is nothing but a born again shell. Shell is nothing but you interact the, so in how you can execute the commands, you can execute the commands in the shell prompt only. Okay, understood? So this is the hardware. In the hardware you install the OS. So kernel provides the shell prompt, shell, so it will interact with the hardware and user applications. The kernel is the mediator between, or interacting with the communication between hardware and the shell. So you see here we are executing the commands. User 1, user 2 up to user 60,000 users we can connect the Linux file system. Guys, understood? Guys, understood? Yeah. And so this is the Linux file system, guys. So for example, so cd/etc. Okay. Yeah. Guys, this is the command prompt, right? So how do you figure out if it is a file or a directory? Directory means folder. How do you figure out, how do you find if it is a directory or if it is a directory or a file? But in the Linux, but in the Windows, you can check it. This is the, these are the files. These are the folders. Because of this is a GUI. But it is a CLI, right? How do you figure out if it is a file or directory, guys? So how do you figure out if it is a directory or a figure out? Guys, any idea? So Venkatesh, Vinay,
Dot D.
Katis, Kingsley. Okay, Vinay?
Uh, with the dot D in the end.
Dot D is the end. Hmm?
Yes. A directory won't have any extension for that. And if it is a file or any .php or any kind of thing,
Hmm.
it will have some extension.
Hmm.
The files, I think, are the ones with dots. I don't. Yeah.
Okay, I will tell you. Yeah, the commands, right? How you are interacting with this OS through commands only. You know, uh, uname hyphen or awesome. So ls cd/etc ls. So ls is nothing but a list of files and directories. So how you are how you are executing here something like if you go to the cdc directory, if you execute the hp user, something like desktop. You see, so how many directories, how many files are there? you able to see it. But in the Linux, how you can see it, right? The ls is nothing but a list. So in the list command, we cannot figure out if it is a file or directory. For example, .d is nothing but a directory, or blue color is a directory, or something like a sky blue color is a file, or something like a white color is a file. We cannot figure out. This is not a this is not a correct way to figure out if it is a file or directory. I will show you. Yeah, types of files and symbols. So hyphen is nothing but a normal files. D is nothing but a directory. L is nothing but a link file. B is nothing but a block file. C is nothing but a character file. What is that, guys? So hyphen is nothing but a normal file. D is nothing but a directory. L is nothing but a link file. B is nothing but a block file. C is nothing but a character file. Yeah, you see hyphen. The starting letter of the file is hyphen, that is a file. The starting letter of the starting letter of this letter is D if it is a directory. The starting letter is L, it is a link file. How do you figure out? If you figure out by using the LL command, long list command, or ls hyphen lrt command. What are the commands, guys? LL command. You see, the starting letter is hyphen if it is a file. The starting letter is D, it is a directory. The starting letter is L, it is a link file. Guys, understood? So how do you figure out if it is a file or directory? By using the LL command. In the ls command, we cannot figure out. In the LL command, ls is nothing but a list, LL is nothing but a long list. In the long list, it will show the permissions, or if it is a file or directory, this is the permissions, and who created, and group, and when it was created, the size of the file, when it was created, and the file or directory. Okay, in the long list, it will display all the information. You can figure out if it is a file or directory by using in the long list command. Guys, understood now? So how you can figure out if it is a file or directory? The starting letter is hyphen is nothing but a file. The starting letter D is nothing but a directory. The starting letter L is nothing but a link file. Understood, guys?
Yes, Mr. Harry.
Yeah.
That's it. It's very understood.
Okay. Yeah. So the basic Linux commands. What are those, guys? A basic Linux commands. Guys, how you can interact with the Linux OS, guys? You can interact with the Linux through commands
by
only.
command through
Yes.
kernel.
Yeah. So you logged in as a which user, guys? Root user. So root @localhost built hyphen hash. So this is nothing but a user prompt. What is this? This is the user prompt. So uname. So who am I? So it will display who logged in. Who logged in? Who? How many users are? How many users are connected? How many users are connected or logged in? Logged in. It will display. Okay. And so as of now, you know who am I command? Who command? ls command. What is ls? ls is nothing but a list. It will display. It will display a list of files and directories. It will display list of files and list of directories, and it will display list of files and directories. LL is nothing but a long list. It will display all. It will display all the info. All the info. Okay. So in LL, in ls, So these are the ls-lrt. So ls-ld, ls-la. Guys, I will tell you. So the same way it will display all the details. Okay. So if you want to get the permissions on only directory, you can use ls-ld. Or if you want to see the hidden files, what is that? Hidden files or directories. So hidden files are directories. You can see it by using ls-la. Okay. So these all are the commands and what is that? Uname hyphen R to see the kernel version. And echo dollar shell. Echo is nothing but a print statement. It will display the which shell is using. So by default, Linux by default uses bash. Bin is nothing but a commands, right? The commands bin contains the commands. The bash command is contains the bin bash. Okay. So bash is nothing but a born again shell. So we already discussed about the Linux file system, Linux architecture. So Linux architecture, right? So what is that? So hardware. In the hardware. So install the kernel. In kernel which shows the shell. In the shell we are
System. So
executing the commands. Okay. So this is the Linux kernel, Linux architecture. So Linux architecture. Guys, understood? So tomorrow we'll show you the basic commands and we'll execute. So we'll show you the basic commands like so mkdir, cd, what is cd, mkdir, pwd, so and the text processing tool, how we can manage the files and files, how we can edit, modify the files. We'll show you tomorrow, guys. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Harry.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
hello.
Any doubt, Vinay?
No, yes, sir. Yes, sir. A small doubt actually.
Yeah.
So, as when we compare with the Windows operating system, this
Hmm.
Linux operating system has a access of multiple user access, right? So, it in
Windows.
a
Yeah.
yeah, it in a one instance, so multiple users can log in the server. You are saying, right?
Yeah. So this is the,
So,
you see?
so every time the person has to log in from the SSH only. I
No,
mean,
yes,
on
SSH only.
from the command prompt
SSH
only.
is nothing. Yeah, yeah. This is not a command prompt. This is a shell prompt.
Okay. So,
What is this?
whatever, like shell prompt. Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
So command prompt is nothing but it's a DOS prompt. What is this? DOS. This is also one OS. Okay.
this is
So this is
disk operating
a shell
system is of,
prompt.
yeah. Sorry. This is command prompt is of Windows and this is a shell prompt, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So multiple users will log in, and then multiple users
Even
will log in with the
Bani.
backend, right?
Okay.
So this won't happen.
Katis, mute yourself, Katis. Yeah. Yeah. Now you can
So,
ask me.
think that multiple users are creating some files. So, think that there is a person who is creating some files. So he will
Hmm.
write some files. So
Hmm.
it is related to banking data.
Hmm.
So I will create a software and automate it.
Hmm.
So that I will write a program for that.
Hmm.
And in this software, it would be like there is an application, so it will be directly storing in the which file I'm not getting it. So you got to
So
understand, right?
you are backupping a file.
No, not backupping a file. You said like multiple users can take the instance of this server. You said, right? So what
Login,
is
I
it?
was.
Multiple users. What they will do normally?
What they will do normally, for example. So, so our environments are non-production, production, and QA environments, right? So, for example, how many servers we have of our environments? For example, 1,000 servers or 2,000 servers or 3,000 servers. Okay. So that 3,000 servers will manage one person, right? So we'll manage a team and team having some activities. So one person is doing the deployments. So one person is doing the patching. One person is doing something.
Okay.
Okay. So we can do at a time. We can do anything at a time. Okay.
This is of DevOps you're saying, like all the things will be done at a time you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not a
Okay.
DevOps. In the Linux also, it's a multi-user multitasking. Okay.
Oh, it's a multi-user, multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
Mm. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, at it's Linux command is totally showing, and how is possible that? Can you show me that?
History is the command. What is the command?
No, no.
If
Previous it is I know that, but previous it's showing an total comments on the display line wise in Linux
It's in
comments where
bin.
and
It's in bin and
this is
ls.
a bin and the
ls.
commands are listed in the. So you
yes.
you missed the first class, the first 10 minutes, right? The
Yeah.
commands will be listed in the bin. All these commands,
Yes.
ls commands,
Yes.
these
Yes.
all are the commands we are executing. But these commands will executed by the normal user and root user. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
normal user can execute only bin commands. A root user can execute both bin and sbin commands. Sbin also commands. Okay, so these all
Okay.
are the commands.
Okay.
The root user can execute both bin and sbin commands.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, yep, guys. So we'll continue from tomorrow.